My dear students, today I would like to discuss on the deductions to be made in computing the total income of the assessee. While we are going to compute the total income of the assessee under the different heads, assessees are entitled to claim some deductions which are specified in chapter 6A and 10AA of the Indian Income Tax Act 1961 from the gross total income. Such deductions are provided under section 80C to 80U. All these deductions are available not to all employees, all assessees. Some of the deductions are available to individuals. Some other deductions are available to individuals, Hindu undivided family, association of persons or body of individuals, etc. Let us have a look about what are those deductions which can be claimed by the assessee from the gross total income in computing the total income or taxable income. All such deductions which can be claimed by the assessee can be divided broadly into two categories, two types. Deductions, number one, deductions in respect of certain payments. Secondly, deductions in respect of certain incomes. Let us first look at the deductions in respect of certain payments. When the assessee saves some money out of his taxable income in certain saving schemes, he is entitled to claim the deductions. The first deduction in respect of the payment includes the payment of LIC premium, Life Insurance Corporation of India premium. This deduction is provided under section 80C. The provision of this section is applicable to individuals and Hindu undivided family. Payment of life insurance made by the assessee on the LIC policy taken on the life of himself and his wife and children is allowed as deduction. And in case of the assessee being a Hindu undivided family, LIC premium paid on any members of the Hindu undivided family, including the Karta of the family, eligible for deduction under section 80C. Then we have already discussed in the earlier class in detail about what are those saving schemes under which the amount of the money which is being saved eligible for deduction, including payment of the LIC premium. As we have discussed, the maximum qualifying amount of the deduction available to the assessee under section 80C is actual amount of money invested in certain saving schemes or investment schemes, or maximum rupees 1,50,000, whichever is less, that is allowed as deduction from the gross total income. Then now another one section that deals with section 80CCC that deals with deduction in respect of contribution to certain pension fund. This deduction is allowed, or the benefit of this deduction is available only to an individual. This deduction is not available to the assessee being a Hindu undivided family. How much amount of the deduction which can be claimed by the assessee in respect of contribution to certain pension fund under section 80CCC? Actual amount of the money or the premium paid to the pension fund or maximum rupees 1,50,000, whichever is less, that is allowed as deduction. Then another one, as we have already discussed, I would like to throw some light on the discussion which we have made already in the earlier classes, that is deduction in respect of contribution to pension scheme under section 80CCD. And the another one, deduction aggregating all these section 80C, 80CCC, 80CCD, the maximum amount of deduction available to the assessee has been clearly specified under the provision of section 80CCE. Accordingly, the total amount of the savings or the investment made under these schemes which are provided under section 80C to 80CCD is limited to the extent of 1,50,000 maximum. Under section 80CCE, maximum qualifying amount of the deduction available to the assessee is confined to or is limited to 1,50,000. Then another one, deduction in respect of investment made under equity saving scheme, that is popularly known as Rajiv Gandhi Equity Saving Scheme. Section 80CCG provides for the investment made by the assessee in the Rajiv Gandhi equity schemes that qualifies for deductions from the gross total income. Let me explain about how much amount of the deductions can be claimed in respect of the investment made in the equity saving scheme of Rajiv Gandhi equity saving scheme from the gross total income. 50% of the amount of the money invested in Rajiv Gandhi equity saving scheme or rupees maximum 25,000, whichever is less, that is allowed as deduction. But however, right from 2018 and 2019 assessment year onwards, the benefit of this deduction has been stopped by the government of India. Now next deduction, that is deduction under section 80D, as we have already discussed in the earlier class, that is a deduction in respect of payment of medical insurance premium under the Mediclaim scheme. It is also called the health insurance scheme. How much amount of the deduction that can be claimed by the assessee, and who can or who is entitled to enjoy the benefit of the deduction under section 80D? Assessee being an individual and Hindu undivided family, they are entitled to the benefit of this deduction under section 80D. Let me explain how much amount of the deduction which can be claimed by the assessee under section 80D from the gross total income. Actual premium, assessee being any individual or Hindu undivided family, actual amount of the premium paid, medical insurance premium or health insurance premium paid under the mediclaim scheme, or maximum rupees 25,000, whichever is less is allowed as deduction. Here the bifurcation has been made to the individuals who are below the age of 60 years and the above the age of 60 years. Say for example, if the assessee being a senior citizen of India, if the individual or the member of the Hindu undivided family is a senior citizen of India, we need to understand whom do you call as a senior citizen of India. A person who is above the age of 60 years is called as senior citizen up to the age of 80 years. And the person who is of the age of 80 years and above the age of 80 years, more than 80 years, he is called as super senior citizen. So let me explain about how much amount of the deduction under section 80D can be claimed by the assessee under section 80D from the gross total income in respect of payment of medical insurance premium if the assessee is a senior citizen. Actual amount of premium paid or maximum rupees 50,000, whichever is less is allowed as a deduction. Here the senior citizens are being given with enhanced deduction of 25,000 rupees. That means either actual amount of money which has been paid to the mediclaim under the mediclaim insurance scheme or maximum 50,000, whichever is less. Now another one deduction, that is a deduction in respect of maintenance of medical treatment of a dependent person who is a person with disability. This deduction is available under section 80D to the individuals and Hindu undivided family. Suppose if the individual is having a dependent person who is suffering from physical disability, say his children, dependents, all those people who are solely depending upon that individuals, such individuals are entitled to claim the deduction under section 80D from the gross total income. The benefit of this deduction is also, as I said already, available even to Hindu undivided family. Suppose if any members of the Hindu undivided family are suffering from physical disability, such a Hindu undivided family is also entitled to the benefit of the deduction under 80D. Okay, let me explain how much amount of the deduction that can be claimed from the gross total income. Suppose if the dependent person of an individual or a Hindu undivided family is suffering from the normal disability. Here it is very important to know what is normal disability and severe disability. Suppose if the dependent person is suffering from the disability up to 40%, that is considered as normal disability. If the dependent person is suffering from the disability exceeding 40%, more than 40%, that is called as severe disability. In case if the dependent person of any individual or Hindu undivided family is suffering from the normal disability, the maximum deduction available to the assessee is 75,000 rupees. This is a fixed amount of the deduction which can be claimed irrespective of the amount of the money which has been spent for maintenance of the medical treatment of a person with a dependent disable. And in case if the dependent disable is suffering from severe disability, that is a disability is more than 80%, 1,25,000 rupees deduction can be claimed by the assessees. But the benefit of this deduction can be claimed by the assessee being an individual, assessee being an Hindu undivided family, subject to the fulfillment of some conditions. What are those conditions? Assessee must have a disabled relative, disabled person. Such a relative person, a dependent person, must have to totally depending upon that assessee. Thirdly, that dependent disabled does not claim benefit under section 80U. Sometimes it may be so happen that the dependent disabled person may be eligible to claim the deduction, benefit of deduction under section 80U. That I will tell you afterwards. What is the provisions relating to section 80U? Then another one important condition, most important condition, the medical certificate has to be produced. That medical certificate has to be enclosed along with the return of income by the assessee. This is the benefit of deduction under section 80(d). Now, another one important deduction, as we have discussed in the earlier class, deduction in respect of medical treatment of a specified disease under section 80(d)(b). This deduction is also available to the assessee being an individual or Hindu undivided family. Accordingly, if the assessee has incurred any expenditure for the medical treatment of a specified disease or ailment, either for himself or for the dependent relative, in that case, the assessee is entitled to claim the benefit of the deduction up to the extent of actual expenditure incurred or maximum rupees 1 lakh, whichever is, maximum rupees 40,000, whichever is less. Once again, I would like to repeat, actual expenditure incurred on the medical treatment of a specified disease by the assessee for himself or his dependent relative, or maximum rupees 40,000, whichever is less. In case if such assessee or the dependent relative is a senior citizen of India, in such case the maximum deduction permissible is 1 lakh rupees. Let me explain. What are those specified diseases which have been identified by the government, by the income tax department? Cancer, AIDS, renal failures, etc. Suppose if the assessee or the dependent relative is suffering from AIDS, cancer, renal failures, in that case, the benefit under section 80(d)(b) can be claimed by the assessee. Yes. Next, another one important deduction under section 80E, that is in respect of interest on loan taken for higher education. This, the benefit of deduction under section 80E is available only to the assessee being an individual, not to the Hindu undivided family. Accordingly, suppose if the assessee has borrowed a loan for the purpose of pursuing the higher education, either for himself or for his dependent relatives, and pays the interest on the loan taken for higher education to that financing agencies, in such case, the assessee is entitled to claim, being an individual, to the extent of 100% of such amount of interest is allowed as a deduction from the gross total income. So, this is the provision of section 80E in respect of deduction in respect of the loan taken for higher education. Then another one deduction provided under section 80EE is deduction in respect of interest on loan taken for residential house property. Accordingly, the benefit of this deduction is available only to an individual whether that individual is a resident or not resident. In this case, the interest on loan taken for the residential house, that is allowed as a deduction. Here some conditions are there.